New season for admissions in US is coming up very fast. Those who will plan ahead will get into their dream school. Planning makes a big difference. In this video, I'm going to talk about what your admission timeline and plan should look like. Interested? Keep watching. Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk about what should be the right time to apply in US universities for the fall admission for graduate program. When should you apply? What should be your ultimate strategy? And what are the things you should avoid? My ultimate goal of this video is to help you win your dream admission, your dream college. Before we start, I would really appreciate if you like this video and hit the subscribe button. Help me grow this channel. On this channel, I have already uploaded many useful, informative videos related to study abroad in US and in Canada. If you are particularly looking for any video on a particular topic, do have a look on all my videos. And if you don't find the video that you are looking for, do shoot me a message, comment in the video below so that I can look at the comments and then make a video in future on that topic which you are interested in. Coming straight to the topic of this video, before you start even thinking about the application, the very first thing you should know is when is the application window open for US universities. That is very important. When do they start accepting the applications and when do they close their window for accepting further applications? This is very important. Different universities in US might start accepting applications at different time. For example, Stanford, Harvard and Caltech, these universities start accepting graduate admission applications as early as in October. If you are planning to apply for the fall 2022, these universities will start accepting applications in October 2021. And these universities typically close their application window in early January or late December. So you can only apply to these universities from the September to, let's say, early January. This is the application window for these universities. There are other universities that keep their application window open for a longer time. So broadly, you can classify these universities into three different categories. Some students, they classify it as ambitious universities, moderate universities and safe universities. Whereas some people say just tier 1, tier 2 or tier 3 universities. Let me call it tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3. So the tier 1 universities, they start their applications early and they close their applications early. Okay. Tier 2 universities, they start roughly around the same time, but they close in March time. In the tier 3 university, they start accepting applications almost about the same time, but they keep continuing accepting the applications until late May or even in June. So the only important piece of information here is when do universities start accepting graduate admission applications and when do they close? A common trend among students is that they race against the deadline. They look at the deadline. If the deadline is January 1, they will try to complete their application just a day before or few days before. And that is exactly I would ask you to avoid, because this is not a good practice. There are many reasons. I'll make a separate video why you should not do that. But for the sake of this video, I will just mention here that you should try to complete your applications as early as possible and not wait until the deadline. There is also a very relevant piece of information that you should know. What is the busiest time of application for the fall admissions for graduate program in US? The busiest time for the graduate admissions is from November to March. Keep that time frame in your mind because that will help you make a strategy. So let's look at the timeline a little bit in details. As explained earlier, we can classify these universities into three different categories: tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3. The green color here is when the universities start application for the fall term. So most of the universities, the tier 1 universities, they start accepting the applications in early September and they go all the way to early January. Once you have your GRE score or you have your anticipated score or your you know that where do you lie, you can choose universities from tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3. In order for you to apply for the first tier universities, the ideal time to start your preparation for GRE and TOEFL is May-June timeframe, which means if you are targeting fall 2022, you should start GRE preparation as early as possible in May 2021. So if you are a BTech student, you should start your test preparation in the third year, end of the third year. By doing so, your overall application process will be smooth, your admission will be guaranteed, you will have plenty of time to cover the risk, and you will increase your chances of admission as well. Now that being said, and considering the fact that an average student takes about 3 months of the time for the preparation of the test, you should write your GRE and TOEFL exam in the month of August and early September. Bit of advice here. If you feel that you can write the exam earlier, go for it. Earlier the better. Because the GRE and the TOEFL scores, they remain valid for 5 years and 2 years respectively. Therefore, writing the exam earlier will only help you in offloading some of the burden from your shoulders. And you can focus your energy on some other important tasks. So if you think you are ready, go for it, write the exam and get rid of it. But if you don't feel confident about your preparation, then don't even try. Take your time, because as per your game plan, you still have the time until mid of August. So you take your full time, be sure that you are confident, you can hit the goal, whatever you set your goal for GRE and TOEFL score, you hit that goal and then write the exam in August. So keep your last few days of September month and early October month as buffer time. If things go wrong, you didn't get your desired score, you can use this time to rewrite the exam and get to the desired score you want, or what is your target. That's what the whole point is. That's what this time is for, to cover the risk. The next point comes the college search or the college selection. Start your college search early. You can do this in parallel with your test preparation time. So start looking at the websites of the colleges, check the ranking, check the faculty, check the courses they offer, check the weather, the location, the cost of living, their GRE TOEFL score requirement. I mean, you can check all those. I have already made some of the videos on these topics. You can also check my videos on my channel. But in general, you can go to the website and start planning and start shortlisting your colleges. And you can use this time from July to October for this purpose. And this can go in parallel. So make a list of 15 colleges, choose a mix of tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3. And now if you make this list early on, it will help you save money. While booking GRE and TOEFL exam, your score will be sent out to 4 schools for free of cost. Any college after 4, they will ask you to pay money for that. So oftentimes students send their scores to schools where they don't even apply, or they even don't qualify to apply because of some limitations or low score in TOEFL. So that's why choose these schools wisely, and I would recommend here choose the colleges early on and try to choose the colleges from tier 2 or tier 3, not tier 1. Because in case your TOEFL score or any other score is not to the mark and you won't be able to apply for the tier 1 school, then these 4 test scores which will be sent free of cost will go in vain. So these 4 free test scores you should only send to schools which are in tier 2 or tier 3, or some people call it safe and moderate. The next step is SOP, Statement of Purpose. SOP is one of the most important documents in the admission process. Start writing your SOP 2 to 3 weeks ahead of when you start applying to schools. Ideal time is to start as early as August. I have planned to make another video on how to write an effective SOP. Please stay tuned with the channel. Remember, don't send the same SOP to all your schools. keep modifying it according to the school. I will discuss these strategies in my upcoming video on SOP, so please stay tuned with the channel. The next comes the LORs, letter of recommendation. As soon as you fill out one application, talk to your recommender about LORs. Remember that LORs are the most important document in the entire application process. I have already made a detailed video on how to get a winning letter of recommendation. The link is up here and it's also in the description. Please do watch the video. It will help you in a great way. And it explains everything you need to know about letter of recommendation. Next comes the documentation. So as soon as you start working on your LOR, you also have to start working on your documentation. So the time for the documentation is from September to May. Documentations includes your transcripts, your course evaluations, your provisional degree if you need to, your provisional mark sheets if you need to, and your financial planning. How you are gonna fund your study in United States. Are you gonna go take loan, or you're gonna arrange money in case you wanna borrow money from your parents or your relatives. You wanna make sure that borrow that money ahead of time and keep in your bank. The next is the offer letter. Students typically start getting offer letters in February and it goes until May or sometime in June time frame. And this is the time when you get a news. You will also get a good news about admission. Some universities, they ask you about the financial documents before they issue you I-20. So as I said earlier, that your documentation should be ready by this time. So it means you would get a loan approved from a bank before this time, and you can send those documents to the universities and they will issue you I-20. But in case you already have a TA or RA or any graduate assistantship or research assistantship from the university, then you don't need that financial document. But in case if you have the financial document ready, you can submit it and get your I-20, and once you have the I-20, you can go to different banks and negotiate the deal again, because once you have the I-20, you can go to different banks and they will give you, whichever bank gives you a lower interest rate, you can go with that bank. So this is something like you have to shop around during the time. So this is very important time. Make sure you talk to many different financial institutions and banks and get a lowest interest rate. The next step is very, very important. Search for financial support for your course. This search will begin right before when you start applying, and that is in August. Start talking to the professors. Once you have the offer letter, double your efforts in it. Be serious. Engage with professors. Explore further options. I have already made a video on how to get a financial support in US. The link is again in the description. You can watch that video if you have any questions. But the important point here is you have to double your efforts or triple your efforts in this task, because that is very important. And start early on. Start engaging with professors in August. Double your efforts close to November, December timeframe when you apply. And once you have the offer, triple your efforts. Talk to professors, tell them I have the offer, and keep doing so until you find financial support, which means TA, GA, RA, etc. Now, in an unfortunate event, if you don't get any offer until end of April, apply to few more universities. Some universities have application deadline, as I said earlier, until May. So if you don't get any offer until April, cover your risk. Start applying to new universities so that you don't lose a year. So that is the whole purpose. So this time frame from April to May is very, very crucial for those who didn't get any offer letter. And finally, if you have the offer letter, and then you can start your onboarding from April to until August. Onboarding means you start your shopping, you book your air tickets, start working on your visa, your immunization, spend time with the family, that is also very important, and make arrangement for the accommodation. Make plans with your future roommates and start reading about university. And also, if you didn't get any financial support, keep engaging with the professors. All right, guys, this is the whole admission plan, and I hope this video will help you get into a dream university. And I guarantee you, if you follow this admission plan, you will get into a very good school in US for the fall admission. So this video is particularly about the fall admissions, but the overall game plan or the timeline remains same for the spring or summer intakes as well. The only difference is you just have to add few months to this overall timeline. Okay, that's all for today. Let me know how you like this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe to the channel.